We're back with Mika. We're going to do a makeover on her. You already saw her tape and shaved earlier. So what we're going to do right now, as you see, I have gloves on. I suggest everyone wear some kind of glove when you're doing your makeup. That helps so you don't get bacteria or any of that. It just keeps everything nice and neat and sanitized. So we're going to do a primer first. This is by Clean Color. I do sell it in my store. It's a one-step. You can do 1 or 2 squirts. And what this does, it helps smooth out her skin. She already has great skin and stuff. You've been on Moans for a while, haven't you? So she's in the process of transitioning and everything and going through laser and electrolysis and all of that. Okay, you can open. So we're going to do a simple face for you. She has kind of like a light medium skin and she is going out tonight. So we're going to do her up a little more theatrical whorish, okay? So I want a little drama in her. So I'm going into highlighter. All these products are by Maron and also by La Femme. So I went in, did that. Then we're going to go in. I'm giving her a little bit of a tan because of where we're going and the way the lighting and everything is set up in the club tonight. So she doesn't do drag in the sense of performing or anything, but she does like to look good. Hold up your neck. And she still has a beard on her neck and stuff like that. So I'm going to get rid of it. And one of the easy ways to kind of camouflage this foundation is Maron. It's a stick foundation. It is a high definition foundation. And one of the easy ways to kind of help camouflage is if you go just a tad darker, not much darker, but just a tad darker, and that will also help camouflage anything too. It's usually best to match up to your skin, but sometimes you don't have to. The lighter foundation around her eyes is also going to lighten everything up, and we're going to use a little bit lighter powder because, as I said, she's in between colors. This is my magic brush. This is a toothbrush blending brush. I absolutely love it. That's the smaller one, and this is the bigger one. And what we're going to do is just blend, and you're going to go in an up motion. And I hope this helps you. There's 1,000,001 ways to do makeup. People have different procedures, the way they do everything. It's all about the finished product, really, in the long run. I prefer airbrushing. I prefer airbrush makeup, but not everyone does that. You don't want the foundation as thick around the eyes as you want it in the bearded area. And you blend out. This really helps blend everything out. And she had a fierce beard at one time. She still has a beard, but it's slowly going away. She still has to shave. So after we do this, and what I'm doing is I'm basically using one powder all over her face because this also goes in and helps highlight her. And I'm doing the camera this way, Mika, where we both can see it. So you can see too, because I know you like to watch. Pervert. Okay, open your eyes. Now we're going to use a setting powder. And the setting powder is a light medium. And what I like to do is I like to put a little bit out in the lid like this. And then I'm going in the bearded area and I'm patting it in because that's where you want it heaviest at. And as I said, a lot of people have different ways. When you're doing professional makeup, it starts with your foundation, your eyes, your eyebrows, your nose, your cheeks, then your lips. You do your lips last usually because you don't want them to smear. I always start out a little light and then I go back and build because you don't want it to look all cakey and all of that. Turn your head just this way a little for me. And you can go in and fill if it's sticky or whatever like that. And our skin isn't all one color anyway. I know we all get used to photoshopping and all of that. I do not like the Photoshop or all the filters and stuff. I like the real deal. So, and Mika, tell them how old you are. You're 60 or
Close.
Yeah, you're close to 60. You're what, 58 or 59?
58.
Yeah. So she's great skin. Okay. Now I'm going to go in just for a little drama at night. And this is a translucent powder. And I put a little more in my lid like this. And the translucent powder, the only powder I've seen out that's real translucent, Merle Norman has one, and it doesn't change the color of your foundation or anything like this, but most translucent powders, especially like Coty, does. This is a lightweight, high-definition powder. Once again, it's by La Femme. And I'm just going in and highlighting her. Now, keep in mind, as we get older, highlighting is our friend. I'm not overdoing her like she's going to go on a stage or anything like that. So, okay, so we did that. Now, just 1 second.
Just me.
I know. Okay. Okay, so someone just came in, so sorry about that. So, I have a La Femme palette. You can pop out the colors, replace the colors, all of that. So we're going to keep this a little simple. I have my little fishtail brushes. I just love them. So we're going to contour her nose. I'm going to start out with her eyes and her nose. I like to start with the nose first. It's down the side of her nose. She has kind of a long nose. So I'm thinning the nose out a little, and then I'm going underneath her nose to make her nose shorter. And that's the other reason I like to wear gloves, is because sometimes I like to use my hands like that. And open your eye for me. And I like to see where her contour line is. And close now. And I'm just going lightly over that bone line. She doesn't have really deep set eyes, but we can make them look like that. And this is just that brown. And as I said, we're painting her up a little for night, but we're not going overboard with everything. So, okay. So now I'm going to dip in. This is a burgundy. It's a brownish red by La Femme. And I'm doing like a little V. And then I'm blending up a little bit like that. Turn this way. Little V. Blending up like that a little bit. And we're going to pause in a little bit after we get everything done. And then she's going to come back with a wig on. And now I'm going to dip into what is called bisque. And I'm doing right on her eyelid because you want to pop up everything. Highlighting is about popping up. We lose a lot of light as we get older. I'm going to go above her brow bone. She does not have droopy eyes, so she's very lucky there. So, I could look right in the eyes. And that's fairly light. It's not like a heavy. I'm going to go, look up underneath her eye just a little bit. I'm doing just a little bit of a smudge. I know that's a big brush under there. Look straight up. And we're just smudging it a little under there because we're going to give her smoke it just a little bit. So let's bring this camera in just a little so you can see that. And look up, straight up, Mika, so you can see like that, okay? Then we're going to go back a little bit. And she has kind of a greenish blue eye. So, she looks really good with color and all of that. So this is kind of a purplish black color. It's not black. It's not really purple. Close your eye. And I'm going to go just in the corner a little bit to give it a little more drama. And you can see sometimes it's flakes. All shadows, powders do that. And I'm going to show you how to get rid of that. If I can open the case up again. And I'm just going back a little, just touching up in the corners. And sometimes the sides and stuff flake. So what I like to do is I like to take a brush and just lightly, you barely touch it. If you get mascara or something like that on, you can, or if it doesn't seem to want to come off, you can also take a Q-tip like this and you can roll it, and that will get off any excess. But zoom into camera, Larry, that way they can see the eyes. And I did like a half moon. I just followed her own. You can go back and put a little bit more highlight through there if you desire to. So we did that. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of black. And See what I did with my black? There it is. And you can dip in and then shake it. Okay, look straight up for me. Now I'm going to pull down just a little. I'm going on the inside, her waterline. This is like an angle brush, what they call a flat angle brush. And I'm trying to be very gentle with her. Hope I am. Open for me? Let me see in the mirror. In there. And I did the black right in there. Now her eyes slightly do droop, so we're going to fix that up at the top. And as I said, it's all about that finished product. There you go, my love. And we can do a little more on this side. Look up. And we can always go back and highlight and all that a little more. What I do like to do is I go along. Look up. I still like to kind of brush a little bit underneath there. And now we're going to do your eyebrows. And what I like for eyebrows, there's a cream. It's a little cream. And you can use this. You can use a pencil. You can use shadow. It just depends on what you want to use. Oops, sorry. So I'm just putting a little in there. And it's just a little bit goes a very long way. This is a number 1 because she's usually a redhead or light brown. And so if you do like really dark hair, you like black hair, you never want to do black eyebrows unless you're doing like some kind of high drag where you want to look more clownish. And even then, a dark brown works better. And I just followed her own eyebrows. So, okay, now we're going to do your top liner. This is my favorite liner. I do sell it. All of this stuff I sell in my store. You're going to take it out. You're going to wipe the liner a little bit. And turn this way. And I like to give my liners and my lipsticks and all of that to my clients. I don't like to reuse them. And I'm just going to kind of follow her line a little bit. I wipe too much of it off. And what I'm going to do is I get to the end, I'm going to go up because her eyes slightly droop. And I'm always conservative with the liquid liner. This dries pretty fast. I have a bad habit of wiping too much of it off. And what I like to do after I do that, I like to go back with an angle brush. And this just helps it dry even quicker. And I shake my brush. And then I like to just tap in. Just like that. And then if I'm feeling a little more drama, which I am right now, I take just a little bit of that end. Just a tad bit. Bring in the camera where they can see that. Do it this way. That way you can see that. Open your eye, Mika. And we're going to put lashes and stuff on you. Now zoom back. Now let's do the same thing to the other side. Okay. I'm going to tip your head back just a little. And remember, we're not robots. We're not, every side of your face is a different shape or a little uneven. Don't worry about it if you don't get it perfect, because imperfections, keep your eye closed, it's really what makes us beautiful. I'm just blending it out a little more. Putting a little drama in there. I like, at night especially, I like a little bit of black. And you're going to see a wig tones everything down. Da, 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 da. Okay, now before I do your lashes, because I like to do the lashes last personally, I'm going to go in and do your cheeks. And we're going to start off with contouring your cheeks. I'm going to use a little bit of brown. Smile. I'm going to go underneath her cheek line. And I'm not doing a heavy cheek. Turn this way. That way you can see a little bit of it. Going underneath her cheek line. And what that does, Marilyn Monroe did that, especially if you have a long face. It helps shorten it a little bit, so do bangs. And it also helps lift up your cheek. And then I'm going to go in with my palette. I'm going to take a little bit of berry coloring. I'm going to go on top of that brown like this. Blend all of that like that. And what I like to do, because as I said, this is all done in layers. I'm going to take my regular powder, not my highlighting powder, and I'm going to blend underneath here. Also, I want to contour her jawline just a little bit because she is going out to a dark club. So we still want her to show up a little bit. And I just blend that down a little. If you feel like you get it too dark, you can always go back in with powder and powder over it and lighten it down. And then I'm going back with a little bit of my translucent, the highlighter that I use. I'm going underneath her eye. Look up for me. I know that tickles. These brushes are soft and they tickle. And then look in the mirror. It's going to look weird till we get your hair on. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to do her lips right now. And let me find my pencil that I want to use for the lips. And she doesn't have a lot of lip. So, let's see what color these are. Okay, so I'm going to do this a little bit old-fashioned because I can't find the color that I want. So I'm going to go in with like a brown, and we're going to contour lips. We're going to do them just a little bigger. I'm keeping her shape of the lip. I'm going just a little bit under. Fuller lips, and I'm not saying big duck lips, but fuller lips feminize you more and make you look younger. Also, when you do line your lips and stuff, it makes your lips look a little bigger. So you go in, you blend that line because you do want a little definition there. And I'm going to go back with like a berry color like I used on her cheeks. Now, by putting an eyeshadow on your lips, it does help make any lipstick you use stay on longer that night. And I'm just following the line. And as I said, this is a little old-fashioned, but it works. I was out of the color that I needed. You can also go in and put a Vaseline on top of this and make this a lipstick, but we're actually going to put a lipstick on it here in a minute. Because it's not quite where I want it to be. We're going to do lashes right now. I have to pull off one of my gloves because I just absolutely cannot do lashes. She doesn't have a lot of lash, so I'm not worried about mascaraing the lashes. Her own lashes, but normally, yeah. So these are human hair. This is the way they come. If you pull them out of your package, no, keep it like that, honey. That way I know where everything is. You see one end is bigger than the other end. And you're going to clip the bigger end. I don't like the lash to go all the way over. Some people do. And that's all good if you like that. But that's just me. And you're going to clip it. Then you're going to bend it like that. And then we're going to put some glue on it. So, find my glue. Everything's right in front of me and I'm blind and don't see. There it is. So I squirt a little bit of glue out. Then I put a little bit on the end. And then I'm just going to go on top. And I like doing the liner first, because if you do the liner first, then you can just set the lash on top of it. Turn this way, and then I'm going to put it in like this. Don't open. I'm going to go back with a Q-tip, and this is what's called tapping in. And I just tap it in, open, and then I pull up like that. Now, if you desire, you can go back with your liquid eyeliner or your black shadow and look right in the mirror and open. And you can line that eye a little more. Now, let's do the other eye. Find my scissors. I really should have put my glasses on before I started doing all of this. So, and I just cut down like maybe 3 or 4 little hairs on it. So I said I have a horrible time with gloves when I go to do the lashes. Turn this way, honey. I'm going to put this just like that. I usually like to start out and then work my way in. Then I'm going to do this. Now, this glue dries extremely quick and clear. But you can always go back, as I said, and add black on top. Open your eye. And you can turn and look. Now, we're going to pause for a second because I'm going to go get the lipstick I want for and the hair I want for. Okay, so we're back. And I got this kind of a berry lipstick. Turn this way toward me, honey. This is like a lipstick lip gloss. I love it. It has jojoba oil in it. And you can almost just wear the gloss in the daytime by itself. And I like to give my lipsticks and glosses to my clients. Once again, it's a sanitation thing. When you go to a makeup artist, they should always be able to give you lipstick and lashes. That's kind of like a builder showing up without any tools. Look at this other side. I'm blind. As I said, I'm blind. I went bigger on one side than I did the other. And I may have to go back and correct that. But that happens. I'm just trying to blend all of this. Turn to me, hon. Sorry. So I can see. You know, I'm old and blind. And we have Cherry here. I'll show you after we get done with her what she looks like. Okay, close your lips. Yeah. Look at me. Close. Just close your mouth. Yeah. Oh, if I can see if they even get the hole. Just blending a little more. Okay, so hold on one second, and I will correct that. Turn this way. Pull down on the front. She's usually a redhead. Flip it. So we're doing a multicolor straight hair on her. Let me get my... This is a roughing brush. This is great for wigs, so I'm going to pull it back a little. She usually wear different... You wear red hair, but you usually wear a different style. A little redder, too. Let me see you dead on. Smile. And I'll go back and correct that. I went outside the line there, but it happens to all of us. So, but this is just the basic. And let me see this. Close your eye, honey, so we can look at those eyes. It's all about those eyes. It really is. So, thank you very much, and I hope y'all have a great, great, great night.